One of the highlights of the fair each year is the awarding of the Century Farms. And Bob Bamanek from the Winona County Recorder's Office did the honors today, and we talked with Bob about what it takes to be a Century Farm. Bob, thanks for making some time to talk to us today.
Oh, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it a lot, and I'm really proud of some of the recognitions we had at the fair this afternoon, and appreciate you being there.
Yeah, we recognized two Century Farms that had been in the family for 100 years, and then we also had a Century Business, which was interesting as well.
The Century Business was a very interesting presentation because we had not done that at the fair since the sesquicentennial, but we do have some businesses in Winona County that have been in the family and been in operation for 100 years. And if we become aware of one, certainly we would like to recognize them and present a certificate. And that certificate was signed by both fair and county officials, and the information that came back today when we recognized the Waitoka Tavern is that they've become a destination for before and after some training sessions, and during the past couple months they've had a number of folks visiting and stopping in for some lunch who represented a number of other countries. So it tells us that that business is out there, and you need to make efforts to bring it to your location.
And then, as far as the Century Farms, one is right within the really the city limits of Winona, the Big Valley Ranch, and then the Ides family farm as well.
Yes, the Ides are at Wilson in Minnesota, and they're in Winona County. They're as close to the Wilson Community Center and Fire Department as you can get. They have 102 years and have been doing a lot of research on the family farm. And so today we were very pleased to recognize them. During their research, they learned that the barn was built first, and then the home was built. And historically that happened a lot. I don't know what people did during that first year, but
it's important you take care of the cows because that's your living.
Yes, and then they have a beautiful brick home, and in their research they determined that those bricks came from the brickyard in West Burns Valley, and there was a connection there that was known as the Groff Velker Brickyard, and the Velkers were my mother's family. So we had that connection, and that was kind of fun. They are presently doing corn and soybeans, and just really proud of their operation. And it was passed down through the family, and they're just proud of their heritage and proud of agriculture. The other farm, the Big Valley Ranch, Gail Getzman, exactly 100 years, and Gail's been watching that closely, and you're absolutely right. She shares the corporate boundary with the city of Winona and is in such an interesting location. You have all the convenience of the city, but yet it has some rural character to it, and a housing home development not too far from there. And Gail is just equally proud and done a considerable amount of research on the history of the farm.
So if somebody would like to, they have a friend or relative, they're watching us out in the rural areas, and they have a farm that's creeping up on that 100 years, and it's been in the family that long, do they contact the recorder's office to get paperwork for that, or how does that work?
Absolutely. There's a very, very brief application, and it just asks about that ownership. And sometimes maybe it's 3 generations, sometimes it's 4. What we've seen a little bit more of now is the farm is coming, at least in part, from mom's side of the family. And historically that was grandpa, dad, and son, but there's just different ways now that the farm has come through the family. And what it is all about is 50 acres. You do not have to live there for the 100 years, but you have to have some consecutive and consistent ownership.
All right, very good. So if you have a family farm that's been in your family for at least 100 years, you want to give Bob a call.
Contact us at the County Recorder's Office or go on our website. The form is there. And Dave, this is 168 Century Farms have been recognized now.
That's incredible. It's great to preserve that heritage in our county.
And you're absolutely right about the word heritage. Winona County very, very proud of our heritage, and also the agriculture community.